All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Q&A session for Wednesday. Not a lot of clarification today, but one clarification that kind of persists is who needs to apply by the deadline of today for fantasy sports and August 9th for event wagering operators. So event wagering operators or designees or management service providers, those are the ones that need to have their applications filed with the department by August 9th. For fantasy sports operators, you need to apply and have your application to the department by 11:59 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time today. All others, suppliers, etc., you can file your applications on a rolling basis. It doesn't have to be hit in by those days. I know there's some confusion. We've been getting a lot of calls about that. Your applications are not due on either today or the 9th. Are there any questions on that?
Director, this is Richard Very. Limited event wagering operator applications are not due on the 9th?
Correct. We sent out communication yesterday. We announced it on Friday. We're having a meeting today at 1 p.m. to discuss limited event wagering operators.
Thank you, sir.
You bet. Any questions on that matter before we open up the floor to take questions from the audience? Okay, we'll go ahead and open up the floor. Please, if you've joined by Google Meets, go ahead and use the raise hand function and we'll call on you. And then on the phone, you can go ahead and unmute. We ask everybody to identify your first name, last name, and who you are affiliated with when we call on you. So we'll go ahead and start with Jesus Gutierrez.
Hi, yes, this is Jesus Gutierrez. I'm with Innovative Communications International, Inc., also known as INCOM. We need to, in order for our company to process payment for the vendor applications that we're submitting, we need to obtain a W-9 from the Arizona Department of Gaming. Is that something that I can obtain directly from you guys, or is there another avenue by which I can receive that?
Jesus, we're working on that. Can you go ahead and send us your contact information to ewfsintake@azgaming.gov, and we'll reach out on that?
Yes, absolutely. I'll do it right now. Thank you so much.
You bet. Thanks. All right, Sarah Dalsheim.
Hi, this is Sarah Dalsheim with the San Carlos Apache Tribe, but my question today is in relation to the suppliers we are dealing with. The application for suppliers asks for audited financial statements for the last 3 years. However, audits of these documents aren't required for all foreign companies, depending on their exact location, principal place of business. So will the department accept unaudited financials kept in the ordinary course of business or some other EU for foreign companies, the EU equivalent for foreign companies?
Go ahead, Karen.
Unaudited financials will be fine. Just send the 3 years to include income statement / profit and loss, balance sheet, and statement of cash flows.
Thank you.
You bet. Thanks, Sarah. Lana?
Yes, hi. My name is Lana Rabinovich. I'm calling with the PaySafe group of companies. My question is specific to one of our subsidiaries, Income Access, and I want to know if this company would require vendor licensing. It's not in the drop-down list of suppliers that's been identified. So we provide affiliate tracking software to gaming operators, or to licensed gaming operators. And that's not specifically called out as an activity that requires a vendor or supplier licensing. So we just wanted to know if we would need to apply for a license.
Elena, have you took a look at the definition for a marketing affiliate an affiliate to see if you fit into one of those two categories?
We have, and we don't. So we are not an affiliate, and really what we're doing is providing this software platform for gaming operators to be able to track the performance and payments that are owed to their affiliates.
Okay, so you would be a supplier since you're providing services directly to the operator.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Lana. All right. Any other questions? Anyone on the phone that might have questions? Liv?
Yes, Director. Hi, Liv Peaceman representing Unibet Kindred. I had a question regarding the self-exclusion process, and maybe this isn't the right forum, but I have contacted the email address already. I know there's information available on the problemgambling.az.gov website, but we have a few very operational questions about integration of APIs, etc. Is there any document that we could look into that answers those more technical questions?
Liv, I'm going to have Aiden Fleming reach out to you on this issue.
Perfect. That would be great. Thank you so much, Director.
Thanks. Bye. Any questions? Anyone via the phone? All right, Patrick Sullivan.
Hi, Patrick Sullivan. I represent a vendor that sells cash and currency counting equipment in Arizona, is state certified, currently working with the tribal casinos. But it looks like there's a separate set of criteria under the for event wagering and fantasy sports, and that equipment isn't enumerated there. It doesn't appear to be called out. So my question is whether that qualifies as a supplier that requires licensure or not.
Since you're providing services to the operator, it would be a supplier license.
A supplier license. Okay, thank you.
All right. Any further questions?
Director, this is Aiden. I received a question that asks if the department is allowing reciprocity for supplier applications. If the supplier is licensed in another jurisdiction, the supplier would pay an application fee but be granted waiver.
Have them send that in, and with their contact information, we'll reach out. But I mean, we look at other licenses internally to help us make our decision, but there's not reciprocity.
Thank you.
All right. Any further questions? I think it's a sign that we're making a headway. These are getting shorter and shorter. All right, Kevin, a repeat customer.
I know. I feel like I am one of the biggest repeat customers. Kevin Cochran with DraftKings. I guess I just have a question on these interpretations as the department is giving them on this call today, saying that anybody who provides a service to an operator is going to be required to file the supplier licensing, which is, in our eyes, even a more a higher level of license than an ancillary supplier. I think there's an argument to make that any vendor is going to be providing some kind of service to an operator. So just want to pose the question of is it a threshold that directly relates more so to the definition from the statute, which appears to focus more so on sports wagering equipment and software. So this would be similar to, like, in most jurisdictions that we've dealt with, the supplier is somebody that is a kiosk manufacturer. So just want to ask if you can give any more input as far as if somebody is supplying any kind of service, they'd be required to get a supplier license.
Kevin, what we're going off of, I would direct you to the rules, R19-4-101B27.
Great. Okay. Thank you.
Bet. Melissa Goldenberg.
Hi, this is Melissa Goldenberg calling from the Phoenix Mercury. I noticed in the FAQs that since we are appointing someone as our designee, we have to provide proof of the contractual relationship, which makes perfect sense. Is that something that we could, since we are new to this area, is it possible that we could do some kind of corporate resolution or something short of the full-blown agreement, or do you want to see the full agreement that just contemplates a lot of different business points, not just the sports betting collaboration piece?
Hi, Melissa. I believe our general counsel reached out to you yesterday and answered this question.
Yes, we spoke. I just wanted to raise it for the group broadly. If that's not necessary, then we don't have to talk about my question.
All right. Thanks. All right. Stephanie Chen.
Hi, this is Stephanie Chen. I'm from a company called Cobalt. We do online pen testing, and one of our customers is requesting us to be an ancillary supplier, and they are dictated as an event wagering supplier. I have a couple questions that I haven't gotten answers back yet. I emailed it yesterday, so bear with me. Are we considered an ancillary service provider for our customer? And if so, do we have to just check mark that we are an events wagering supplier? So therefore, we have to disclose the following information subsequently after that check mark?
Hi, Stephanie. So what you said you do pin testing for the geofence provider?
So, yes, that's correct.
Okay, so you're going to be contracting with the provider to do the services, or are you going to be contracting with the operators?
From what my understanding is, the customer that we have is the operator. They're an online events wagering company.
Okay. If you could send that email,
okay,
and I'll make sure I take a look at it.
Yeah, we just want to make sure that we understand who you guys are contracting with and all that before we don't want to send you down the wrong path.
Sure. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Right. Okay. Any further questions? Anyone via phone?
I'm sorry. This is Stephanie again. Oh, sorry about that.
Stephanie.
Is the email EWSFSINTAKE?
Yes.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay. I think there was somebody else. Go ahead. Your name?
Director, this is Vince, V-I-N-C-E, Lujan, L-U-J-A-N, with the San Carlos Apache Tribe.
Go ahead, Vince.
And yes, we have actually a couple questions. One is, would you clarify the categories of preference? It would appear that the first two categories essentially mean all tribes outside of outside of Phoenix, meaning the Salt River Pima Maricopa Indian community, the Tohono O'odham Nation, Gila River Indian community. And how does that weigh into, whether there's a higher preference for rural tribes outside of the metro area?
Vince, the criteria that we've set out in the rules are self-explanatory. We're not going to talk about any sort of internal deliberations that the department's going to do.
Okay, that's fine. And I have one follow-up question, and that is, what is the department's position on the designee's local office location? Is the intent to require a local office anywhere within the state of Arizona? And by designee, it can either be tribal designee or an event wagering operator generally, but I'm more specifically focused on the tribal operator. Would that designee have to actually locate an office on a designaar's reservation?
Again, Vince, you're talking about the supplemental allocation information, and again, we think it's self-explanatory, and we're just not going to talk about internally any sort of our deliberations or discussions.
Okay, thank you very much.
You bet. Thanks. Okay, last call for any questions before we conclude today's meeting. While we're waiting for if there are any last calls, again, we will post today's questions and answers to sort of our running list. And we will be hosting another session tomorrow at 11 a.m. As a reminder, fantasy sports operator applicants need to file by 11:59 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time today. So, please make sure that you're timely filing your applications. All right, thank you, everybody. Really appreciate your participation today, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you, Director.